I looked at commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach. Because when he makes those suggestions, he is, in a sense, misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it. On target.
So I'm your host, Kelvin Daly, and I thank you for joining us once again.
Join the conversation.
I looked at it on Facebook and I read the speech, and I'm trying to find out what is the commitment to renal failure in Nevis, and I'm yet to find it.
Be a part of the debate.
What he needs to do is to allow the people to do their work in accordance with the relevant legislation, and he must not overreach. Because when he makes those suggestions, he is, in a sense, misleading the population here.
Speak your mind. Defend your country. Call in. Numbers to call: 869-669-7312. That's 869-669-7312 or 917-460-2187. That's 917-460-2187. On target here on 2020 Vision Radio every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. On target. Be a part of it.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are strictly those of the participants and do not represent those of 2020visionradio.com or its advertisers.
Let us put our hands together for Papa Wheeler!
Take it away.
Local fans decreasing.
By the numbers they keep dropping.
Nobody don't shout
No more like they used to shout before.
boy. Disgruntled fans they crumbling about promised songs. Fail on delivering. Start song and can't finish it.
It's standard English, singing stupidness, nonsense.
Why don't you sing a song and help again?
Tell me what happened to me fair share when the money disappear.
Oh yeah, boy.
Stuart living question here.
Bring it up to shout for me.
I wanted to roll for me.
I'm gonna be rocking down the complex.
Yes, if they don't call me king, boy, I do it like the doctor, placing their campus suicide bomber.
Bring it up to shout for me.
I wanted to roll for me.
I'm gonna be mashing up the complex.
Yes, if they don't call me king, boy, I do it like the doctor, placing their campus suicide bomber.
Boy, bring it up to shout for me.
I wanted to roll for me.
Anything you want, you go get. Boy, I'm mixing up the soca.
With some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera.
I did not necessary.
Boy, we calypso mercenary.
Bring it up to shout for me.
I wanted to roll for me. Maintain el impulso, todo zombie and vida.
Boy,
Take it away.
I'm gonna be chartering airlines.
See preacher, see taxi. Bring it up to shout for me. I wanted to roar for me. You don't know.
You got to spend big money.
If you wanna win monarchy,
I go got the diaspora.
420 in my corner. Boy, share the life, boy.
Press like, subscribe, sharing.
All here the diaspora's king.
Your king go be knocking down your airport.
Knocking down, broken down
Hospital walls.
training
Turbo. Let the Jewish people sing the song. These Hebrew boys don't understand. Becky, that is out for me. I want to roar for me. I'll be rocking down the complex.
Yes, if they don't throw me king, do it like the doctor, president, campus, suicide bomber.
Bring it up to shout for me.
I wanted to roar for me.
Anything you want, you go get.
Yes,
I'm mixing up the soca
with some Hindi and some rumba, chutney and lavandera. ID don't necessary. Please got lips of mercenary. Boy, bring it to the show for me. I want every raw for me. Pentele pulso. Toro zombie mira. Kick the momentum. Everybody is welcome. Thank you.
Papa Wheeler.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this edition of On Target. And as usual, on a Saturday afternoon, I'm your host, Kelvin Daly. And in studio, and I'm just going to say in studio with me, it's just myself, but Danny has just clocked in. He is on the way in to his seat. And so we have company. Tulu is not yet signed on. Showing up, so I guess he'll be a little late. But good afternoon to each and every one of you. If you're on FM Dial, Twitch, YouTube, of course on the Facebook feed, special good afternoon to each and every one of you. If you're on St. Kitts, anywhere in the diaspora, welcome to class. We have class starting from 1 o'clock to whenever we finish. There's no set time anymore. We're supposed to go to 1 to 3. But, sometimes it just doesn't go that way. We have to go with where the traffic takes us. And so we got quite a bit of viewers already waiting to hear what's going on here on Nevis. And we try, of course, to accommodate all of you. First, as usual, we like to... Let me say good afternoon first to... Danny, good afternoon, Danny. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm good. On a Saturday is a busy day, so,
Make time. You're
time.
still teaching them young children languages.
Yes.
Man, I tell you.
Finish.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
One of a kind. I'm sure the parents of these children, because you don't charge anything. No.
Minimum.
The minimum. Okay. All right. And... the other gentleman just arrived. The man himself, Tulu Weeks, is in the house. Good afternoon to you, Tulu.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly. Good afternoon, Dr. Daniel, and to our viewing and listening public.
Kelly, you got to be careful with these Dr. Business.
Boy, I'm telling you.
There's a fellow who has a set of them. I don't, it's associated with humbug.
You're on yours.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's get started. Let's, of course, pay special homage to the 5 persons who would have made podium today. And first up, my good buddy from there in Oklahoma City, from St. Kitts, is Kitchen King, number 1. Number 2, Drexel Barton is in the house. Good afternoon, Drexel. Charlene Jeffers over there in St. James. And of course, Norma Jean down there in St. Martin.
Your French is getting
I'm
real
getting
good,
better,
good,
man. I'm getting better. Jean.
You sound like you're out of Paris.
Parlez-vous?
Your French is Parisian, man.
Norma Jean got me talking French. Yeah, okay, I love it. Vilena Ali, how are you, my dear? And so is Gigi Williams-Keat is in the house.
What happened to LCQ these days?
LCQ, I'll get to that in a minute. Oral Joseph is in the house. Good afternoon, Oral. And so is Dalgia Penny down there on St. Kitts, my number 1 fan, of course, in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Dalgia Penny down there having a good time. Randy Brown is with us, and so is Bernadette Tyson. Very sharp-witted person. Very sharp.
You bet.
Olivia David, good afternoon to you, Queen. And Judy Cornelius Webb up there in Judy Cornelius Webb Estate. Good afternoon to you. Ermin Farrell is in the house, and so is Cecile Hobson. She's with us. Mm-hmm. IDF up there in Virginia. Ingrid Daniel Farrell, she's in the house, and so is Alvi, the Minute Man Davis, he ran a mile in a minute.
Those were the days.
I think he'd take an hour now to run a mile.
He will not make it in an
He will
hour.
not make it. He got to have the ambulance. You have to have the ambulance behind him. Anyway, Catherine Franz, that Queen. Good afternoon to you, my dear. Dillis Brown down there in St. Thomas. Good afternoon to you. And Gemini Queen Nisbet over there in St. James. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And Gina Tyson. Oh my goodness. Gina Tyson was at the General Council
meeting, yes.
Oh la la. Charles.
Your French is getting good. Oh la la.
Oh la la.
Oh la la. Wow.
Leave Charles alone.
Charles is living dangerously.
Why?
He wasn't there. Jeanette, don't let these boys cause no problems, eh? Jessica Neety Lewis, good afternoon to you, Queen. And Esther Tyson, and my good buddy for life, Tamaki Saladid, up there in St. James, brother of Charlene Jeffers.
He hasn't been producing any tomatoes. What's he doing?
The weather is bad. You know, the weather has been hot.
So he hasn't found a way to get local tomatoes to grow in hot
I
weather?
think he needs to go high up on the hills.
Yeah,
where it's cooler.
Go up on Go Hill.
He's listening, so he'll get your suggestion.
Go up on Go Hill.
Okay. Tonya Powell down there in Texas. Good afternoon to you. Frederick Lightbird, my good buddy from Hamilton. He is in the house. Aldane Tanya, the man, Papa Wheeler.
Papa Wheeler is in the house.
Yeah, he's here.
He comes to roar.
Every Saturday. He never misses a show. He's always present in class.
But you don't hear him roaring.
Listen, we play song every Saturday, so that's enough roaring for me.
That's enough.
You
don't need to get it live.
No.
All right.
We'll spare him that. Nurse Dion Flanders. I hope you're off today and having a good rest till day. And Laurette Wharton up there in the UK, and she's sending greetings to everybody. Laurette, I hope you're having a blessed day because you are now, 6 o'clock up there, 6:15? About that. Yeah. Okay. And Ivor, the Boom Master from up there in Atlanta. Good afternoon to you. And Mauricia Saran, the Queen I'm yet to meet.
That's not a bad idea that you haven't met her yet.
Yes, it's a good idea I haven't met yet. Van Velt Gisbergen. I don't know. That's
Dutchman.
That's a Dutch name. Oh, okay. Well, welcome Van Velt Gisbergen. All right. Fitzbergen. Elvis Williams and Ermine Evelyn, they're both in the house. So is Robin Latham. She's with us. And Sharon Huggins and Risha Photogenic is in the house.
Risha had a birthday this week.
Yeah.
She makes cake. You got any?
No. I ain't getting that.
Somebody's saying happy birthday.
Oh. Let's take that. Good afternoon. You on target. First call.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. What's up?
I am good. Before you get into the heart of the show, I just want to take some time out and send special birthday greetings to some very dear friends of mine. First up is Bernadette Lawrence. She's celebrating today.
Okay.
And Mr. Juan Coco.
Oh, Juan Coco is today. Okay.
Yeah, and also Mr. Wingrove Powell coming in from Corbin Wilkin.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
And so those Juan Coco and Bernadette Lawrence, and we are seeing Risha saying her birthday was on Thursday.
Yes.
So we have to sing for them all. Even though I didn't get no cake, because Risha always posting all the pictures of a cake and all kind of pastry. She never said, "Dog, Daily, here's a little piece for you." Is that right?
She'll bring it for you. Don't worry. She's that kind.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, we're going to have to sing for these wonderful people before we get too deep into the show. So let's go, fellas. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And from us in the studio, may you live to be 101 and us 101 minus a day so we don't have to see you go. May God continue to bless you with good health and, of course, strength and wealth. I see a note here from Tonya that says, Well, today is Calvin Wilkins' birthday too. How come he didn't say today is his birthday? What kind of nonsense is this?
Strange guy.
No, he's using his extending wishes to others.
Yeah, but he could have said, well, mine is today too. In not killing about it today.
And it is calling somebody his 50th birthday today.
His 50th, the little boy, man, the young fellas. Then they don't got hair under the arm yet.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
I say happy birthday to myself.
Happy
to myself also.
So the question was asked, why LCQ it wasn't on the board, or my dear sister-in-law Twilla, or my brother Denny, or any of those folks. They are in Baltimore for the NEVDC banquet and ball for the weekend. So they drove down from New York yesterday, and so Verna is there, Twilla is there, Marvel is there, Denny is there, and Gus was the chauffeur going down. So they drove from New York, you know, and in style. I went down there. So they're staying until Monday morning until they drive back up. So I know they're probably listening. So I'm giving my brother and his lovely wife Twilla a shout out, and all the other guys, Gus and Verna and Marvel, and anybody else from Nevis who regularly listen. Good afternoon to each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend down there in Baltimore. All right. Oh, okay. So that is finished. Sad news. Very, very, very bad news. I hate to go from good news to bad news, but it is what it is. And I wish to extend deepest condolences to the family of a very dear friend, Kelvin Fraser. I taught him in school, and then he joined the staff just as I was leaving CSS. He joined the staff as a staff teacher, a very loved young man. That death has really rocked me. It has rocked the entire teaching fraternity up there at CSS where he worked. And so he died early this morning from complications leading from renal failure. He was, of course, a dialysis patient. And I don't want to sound, and I hope people don't take this wrong way, that I'm trying to be political about this, but this death has really put into sharp focus the issues of renal treatment here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, not just on Nevis alone. Because, you see, depending on the stage at which you are suffering renal failure, you are to be dialyzed 3 times a week, 1 to 3 times a week. 2 times is normal, 3 is for the persons who are really stressed out. And there has been a shortage for some time now of reagents to dialyze these patients. And so they've had to basically rotate persons in and out, break the regular scheduling. If you are doing 3 days a week, now you are given 1 or 2 if you can schedule it, because they ran out of reagents. So they're trying to stretch it until, I guess, new reagents come in. I don't see how you can run out of something so critical, without which these people will perish. And my good friend Kelvin Fraser has unfortunately perished waiting to be dialyzed. He died. He was scheduled, as I understand, to be dialyzed on Thursday. That appointment was cancelled by the hospital in St. Kitts, Jen and France. This is what I understand. And so he got a call yesterday to come in today. But of course, with renal failure, your organs are being poisoned by your own body.
Yes.
And so you lead to massive organ failure. And that is exactly what perhaps, I shouldn't say exactly, let me just retract that. That is perhaps that caused his untimely demise. So to my good friend Nayosi, who I also taught, his sister, and his brother, this is difficult. Alvin, who is in the UK, you know, my heart bleeds for you. This should never have happened. He was dealing with the treatment well, and so this death has brought into sharp focus the issues that we have to face here on Nevis, that we do need a unit here on Nevis to deal with our people. I'm told that other Nevisians who have to travel to St. Kitts are being called at all odd times to come at night, so they have to overnight on St. Kitts. When a space becomes available, they're trying to fit everybody in. I would want to hear an explanation from Dr. Drew as to why this happened. Because right now he's finished, but this morning he was in New York giving the given an address to the 80th session of the United Nations Assembly, General Assembly, and he need to address this even before he gets back home. Why did Kelvin Fraser die? What caused his death? Was it negligence? Was it something that could not be helped? Because reagents, these are the things that are infused, that extract from your body the nasties that cause problems, the uric acid, the ammonia, you know, whatever else needs to come out. These are what reagents you need. You understand? And so these are the kind of things that, you know, break my heart, because we have been talking about a dialysis unit. The government of the NRP under Jedediah Power went as far as to get 2 units, containerized units here on Nevis, and we all know the story. They were left to rot at the grounds of the hospital, right there at Alexandra Hospital.
That isn't treason.
And no investments have been made. The ROC Taiwan donated $168,000 in 2018, I believe, to get dialysis treatment done for Nevisions, get machines and reagents. And nothing was ever done of it. The Premier promised that he would get, in addition to the 2 units that were brought in by NRP, he'll get additional 4. You know, it has been just one sad episode after next. We were losing our people unnecessarily. That we are putting them through too much unnecessarily, stressing them out. You know, and so I don't know. You know, this needs explanation. This needs explanation. That's all I'm going to say.
You began, Dr. Daly, by saying that this is not political. I disagree with you. This is political. We would have had an issue where Negligence had to go to Anguilla and St. Martin to seek dialysis treatment. Okay, Antigua also. A caring government, a wise leader, a leader who believes in the empowerment of his people and helping his people, went through the process and was able to get 2 dialysis units to start with the promise from a professional in the field to assist with the expansion. And the government of CCM, through the voice of Mark Brantley, frowned at it, made sure that those units was left to rot. The Taiwanese gave money to buy or to help to assist with this particular type of treatment. He got the money and then denied that he was ever given money for dialysis treatment. Well, the record is there. So this is political. Then we as a society have to partially blame ourselves, because we voted against dialysis treatment for Nevis when we voted for CCM, and especially voted for Mark Brantley, who opposed dialysis treatment or the units to be on the island of Nevis. And we voted for him when that was part of the platform to empower the people of Nevis. And sadly, there are persons who needed dialysis treatment and they voted for him too. And they voted against themselves. And so this is not just medical, and this is not just social. Yes, they're both. But we do not have dialysis treatment on the island of Nevis because of political reason, because of bad-mindedness, because of the wickedness that is in the heart of Mark Brantley. We have to call it what it is.
Gentlemen, I would just simply say that I was the minister responsible for bringing the thing. And basically, Kel, we looked at the data. And when we looked at what was happening to people, both younger people and older people, we said, look, this thing will require, the data shows that we need to have the service on board here at Nevis. And it is something to be said to the Nevis people that you voted for a government, as Mr. Weeks is saying, that allowed the machines to rot. And younger people killed. When we started, the people were like older. but now we notice younger people. And so there is something to be said about what kind of government we have. But clearly,
it's not only younger people, but there are more people.
More people.
And the prediction is for more people to go in on.
And at one point, there were more people from Nevis needing dialysis care than people from St. Kitts.
Okay. Let's take these calls here. We got 2 calls waiting. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Daly, you hit me hard just now.
Sorry.
When I hear about Kevin. I know those children from since they're small when they come to Nevis. They had lived about the cultural complex.
Yes.
You know, they had lived there in Joyce Henny's house. You know, and I was the only neighbor, and I used to help them out, and, you know, they used to do things over by me. You know, we used to live very, very good. And, wow, you hit me hard just now.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, that's the first phone call I got for this morning, very early.
Yes.
That my friend had died.
It's so sad that we people got to be dying like that. And this, boy, see?
Thank you, darling. Yeah, that's not how you want to start the day. That was the first phone call I got this morning.
Early.
Very early, that Kelvin had died. Because we share the same first name, and we always make jokes about it, you know. And so, I remember when you were campaigning in 2020, we went by his house.
Yes. You
remember that?
Yes, very much.
Let's take this call.
I remember that very well.
Good afternoon, on target.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Yeah.
I want to stand.
Happy birthday.
Tulu. Thank you very much. I want to stand with Tulu in the sense that this thing has now become political. This is no longer sweep anything under the carpet and let it slide. You understand? When the CCM got into power the last time they came up with the whole idea of expanding the hospital to include a wing that would cater for patients who were dealing with renal issues.
Right.
Okay? It is going on 9 years. 9 years. Notwithstanding that, they met the equipment to deal with persons who were dealing with renal issues. And they allowed it, they abandoned it, they literally, deliberately refused to continue with the program for renal treatment. As a matter of fact, the first chance that Mr. Brantley got when he was a senator in the House was to get up and say, if it was up to him, he would have left the equipment in, what was the name of the port?
Haifa.
You understand? That went down in the records of the country, where a man who is now the leader, the premier of Nevis, stood up and made such a reckless statement. It is political, Dr. Daly. This has nothing to do with Drew. This is all on Mr. Brantley and the CCM government. And I'm out.
Thank you.
Daly, one thing that made...
Let me say something. When I say the issue itself is political, I didn't want to politicize his death.
Oh, his death. Okay,
right?
understand.
And that's the reason I said, I'm very careful. People are grieving. They don't want, to be their loved one deaths to be politicized.
Okay,
so the issue around it is political,
of course.
But I just don't want Alvin and Nayosi and people to say.
Thanks for the clarification.
Let's go back to the call. Good afternoon, on target.
Hi, good day.
Good day.
Mr. Daly.
Yes, sir.
What's the name of the stuff that you said they ran out of?
Generally they're called reagents.
Or consumables. Supplies, basically.
Well, I hope none of you NRP people buy it off me head, right? But I'm thinking, now if the federal government ran out of it and can't get it, what make we in Nevis would have get it and got it?
No, I never said they can't get it. They ran out of it. So it seems to be a human error in stocking. these are very common things,
Yeah,
very easy to access.
Daily, you know, one of the things what I learned, once you start to violate somebody, you can't stop.
True.
You can't tell me no come to the car. No, you can't stop. So I don't see how they could run out of it. What kind of negligence is that? So I'm glad Mr. Daniel there, maybe he could tell me, well, they would have gotten it from somewhere. I guarantee that they would not have run out of it or something.
Okay.
Because it seems to me, huh?
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, it just seems to me that if the federal government run out of it, me think Nevis must stand in a better light to
what happened here?
All right, thank you, sir.
Let me just clarify something for the caller. When we brought the machines, it was not just it's a unit we buy with a water filtration system, the whole system, put in a reconditioned marine container. The idea was to have the service on Nevis. Dr. Gardner in St. Croix.
Yeah, we understand all that.
No, what I'm saying is the consumables were to be coming from him. That's what the
I think the point that he was getting at, if they don't have it in St. Kitts, how could you have it in Nevis?
Yeah, and this is not because
you wouldn't have it in Nevis because you don't have the machines.
It's not because the suppliers.
I don't think that's what he's trying to say. I think he's trying to say that perhaps the suppliers don't have it, and therefore it doesn't matter if you were in St. Kitts or Nevis, they probably wouldn't have had it.
It has nothing to do with the supplier having it. It has everything to do with the negligence of ordering on time to make sure that they did not run out. But let me go back up at the top of the thing, because I want people to understand. When it comes to allowing these 2 units to rot on the island of Nevis, the evilness behind this, the wickedness behind this, in that Dr. Glenville Liebert would have said to the government, give these units to us, the Renal Society. We will have them up and running in about 2 months. And so there was an option. If the government is saying that they can't maintain, they don't want them because they were saying that they're too expensive to maintain and run the country broke. Here is the Renal Society with a medical practitioner is saying, give them to us, and we are going to take it from here. And rather than doing that, the government sat on those things and allowed them to rot. Who will convince me that this is not wickedness, this is not evil, this is not bad-mindedness?
The thing about it, though, is we have to look at the human element of this. Who was in charge of procurement?
Yeah.
You know, these are the questions where Dr. Drew is now retreating from the United Nations. He needs to address this even before he gets back home. He's a medical doctor. He's in charge of, his ministry is also include medical services, healthcare. And we need answers. And we need them immediately, because there are other people in Nevis and on St. Kitts
who need it,
who are being triaged, who are being told, don't come today, come tomorrow, or come next day. And they're going to tell exactly when to come. No, this is not good. Can't be good. Let's take this call. Good afternoon, you're on target. You got to speak up. I'm not hearing you properly. Hello?
Your reception is very bad. We can't hear you, ma'am.
We're not hearing you. Hang up and call again. We're not hearing you at all. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Daly. You continue to blaze the trail, both you, Hensley, and Tulu. I want to say something. Tulu is talking about leaving the dialysis units to rot. If the people of Nevis is and was paying attention, they would have seen what exactly was happening. When the premier get into office, After leaving the dialysis unit to run, what did he do? He extended the marg. That is something that stays with me. You leave the dialysis unit to run, but you make the marg bigger. Do the matters.
Thank you, caller. All right.
And that was true. That is absolute truth.
No, can you raise the question about procurement, doing the supplies and so on? These are things which are serious. You have to have like 4 or 5 months supply of these things and make the necessary checks.
Good afternoon, you're on target.
You can hear me now. Good afternoon.
Yes, much better.
Okay. All right. So I just say good afternoon to each and everyone.
Good afternoon.
You see, we can run out of things because they don't think about us. All they think about is the trip them to come get out of things to go abroad. So they're going to forget us. We're going to run out of more things because they remember us. And I want to say, congratulations to Mr. Tulu yesterday.
Yeah, we need a report from him.
It was really on a mic. It was good. Don't really matter the sound.
Okay.
What's going on here.
Thank you very much, darling. Wonderful. All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. I want to say, what he bring down this.
You're breaking up again.
Just as the snake bring down the zone for over on the airport, and parties went in the house with it. Well, he was good yesterday, but Negligence to open up the eyes now. It is time. Too much going on.
All right.
So, Mr. Tului, you were good and you were great, and I want to congratulate you for what you did yesterday.
All right. You heard it, Tulu. Thank you, darling. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was to ask, we got so caught up in this.
No, it's not caught up. We're on the right track.
Yeah, so I was to ask, even before we got into this part of the segment, to ask for a report yesterday what happened, because I'm hearing everybody say, well, I Tulu light up the place in St. Kitts yesterday and I missed it. So tell us what happened.
Where do I start? I went to St. Kitts to participate in the march that was organized with Marisho. I went as a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis, concerned about what's taking place on the island. I went with no pre-thought of addressing the audience. And then I was asked by DJ, thank him, if I would like to say a few words. And I said, sure. Okay. I'm not going to bypass the air. And so I was able to tell the listening public, those who are there in person and those who are listening on the air, give them an outline of what is taking place on the island of Nevis. The scheming, the lying, the deception of the premier, the corruption between himself, his wife, his family, Dr. Joe, and the Labour government in particular. And so I put it across.
Okay.
Somebody wanted something else done, and I told him that Kelvin Daly is the best person to address this. He's the one who broke the information. He has more of the information than I do. And so you might be getting a call because somebody might be wanting you to do a radio program to enlighten them further on this, to see how far back the premier has been hiding. And also, it is clear to me that this is not just between the premier and his wife, but Dr. Joe was part of the whole collusion of this whole thing to spring it on us.
Okay.
And so I let the people of St. Kitts know that whatever they're planning to do in Nevis is going to happen in St. Kitts. So we have to fight this thing together.
All right. Thank you very much for that. I have.
Sorry, Kel, you said Kelvin was teaching up until the time, even though he was.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I got a call coming in. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Yes, good afternoon. I missed you all on Thursday. I went to a funeral. I was listening after. I mean Friday, sir.
Okay, what's in your mind?
Yesterday. Yes, with the things to come for Nevis for the hospital. Yes, it did come. And he leave it up there in the container till it rotten down. So when I listened Thursday night and he was saying that he was saying it to him come. Come, the machine, they come. And what happened, he went, that he said he went to look for people, to train people to work it and so. I didn't know what's going on, but he went to look for people to work.
Well, he's still looking. 10 years later, he's still looking.
Yeah, he let rotten in the container.
Okay.
The guy telling you the order, he just said.
All right. Thank you, darling, for that. Yeah, so I need to give a shout out to a very good friend of mine who just started his own company. And so even though he's not on board yet with financing on target, I felt, you gotta give your friends a little boost now and then. And so he has a company, he and two mature gentlemen started a company called Mercy 360 Delivery and Transport Services.
Mercy. I love Mercy.
Yeah. So when you get these Ubers, you hear, Lord of mercy, that price to kill me. So their name is Mercy. That is a good thing, right? So Mercy 360 Delivery Transport Services is a brand new startup, and they 3 mature experienced drivers, 28 years of driving experience between them. So nobody gonna be rocking out your kidney to take you from point A to point B. But here's the good thing about Mercy. 24-hour service.
Okay, that's what I was going to...
24-hour service, all right? From anywhere on Nevis to anywhere on Nevis.
Okay.
So if you're in Castle and you wanted to go Bath, you call 360 Mercy, and depending on the time of day, your rates will differ. So if you're in the daytime, your daytime rate, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., $25.
What?
25.
That's really Mercy.
That's really Mercy. All right? If you are going to call them in the night from 7 to 11, $30. Anywhere on Nevis to anywhere on Nevis.
Only $5 more?
$5 more. All right? And then if it's after hours, between 12 and 5, $40. So a man can get out of his bed. From his warm, next to his wife or his girlfriend at 2 o'clock in the morning to take you from Castle to Bath.
To Handley's Road.
For Handley's Road. Right to your door for $40. Boy, I hope I give him a tip, Whoever go to Mercy services, make sure I give them a tip. Because these prices are unheard of.
Any service that is offered in the evening deserve a tip.
All right. So if you want to make an additional stop, so you're going from Bath, from Castle to Bath, and you say, no, swing up Shaw's Road, or swing up Barnesgut, only $10 extra.
It's Mercy.
That's Mercy.
It's Mercy.
Right. So if 2 of you in the car, and one go drop off at Barnesgut, that's you don't bet $40 away, so $20 a piece, and then you can't beat these prices. It's ridiculous.
That's Mercy.
I don't know how they're gonna make money after this.
They'll make money.
They'll make money. But he told me, listen, for the first customer that comes, first customer that says Kelvin Daly send them, right? He gonna make a good donation to 2020 Vision, and he gonna make sure he advertise for On Target, and get some money for us to pay our bills. All right. But so if you want to call Mercy, there are 3 numbers. 3 different gentlemen, 664-7626, 664-7626, or 663-8992, 663-8992, and 668-4447. All right, 668-4447. So if you're anywhere in Nevis and you want a safe, reliable transport, hey, give Mercy a call. He ain't gonna break your bank book. All right. Okay, good. Airport update, fellas. Airport update in the house.
That's still on the radar?
Yeah. The airport update, if you guys were listening to the House Assembly on Thursday, you'd have heard a question asked by our party leader, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge. of Spencer Brand. And she asked him specifically, where are we with the EIA for the airport? Remember, the EIA was done by Perez Consulting, the consulting firm that designed and engineered the airport. And lo and behold, Spencer Brand answer shocked everybody that was on this side of the aisle, not on their side because they knew. Spencer Brand's answer was, the physical planning department has not yet approved the EIAs. The EIAs, as I understood it, or understand it, were done since about January or late December of 2024.
Soon December.
So a year almost in, and Spencer Brand is coming to the public. If the question was not asked by Dr. Hodge, we would have never have known this. The question was asked, where are we with the EIA? And he had the temerity, at least the honesty at least, to say it has not yet been approved by physical planning. You see how important physical planning is? I'll get back to that in a minute, Danny. Hold on.
Okay.
So when Zook Jeffers announced in February that we're going to have a groundbreaking in March, when the Premier said it's not March, it's June, when the Premier said it's not June, it's October, they were lying to us.
True.
They were bald-faced lying to us, knowing fully well not a thing can start without the EIA being approved. All this time, months and months and months of lying, bald-faced, stinking lies, telling us when they're going to start, knowing fully well they can't start without EIA. And so Zook get on a radio show, Mark get on a radio show, he go in press conference and lie. What this guy's got monopoly on lying? They're taking up all the lies in the world?
But it's a pathology, you see.
It is a pathology.
At least.
It's a pathology.
But he is the minister, he is the advisor. Zook is advisor for one thing. Not the Southeast lands, not anything else. One thing. The airport. Making almost $16,000 a month.
As an advisor?
An advisor. And you can't come to tell the people that, listen fellas, I ain't get the EIA yet.
A teacher makes that kind of money, a nurse makes that kind of money.
Yeah,
no, I mean, gentlemen, if it's one person who is not surprised, is me. I am not surprised about this. I never trusted the thing. And as I have said repeatedly, CCM didn't come here to do no work. They came here to get rid of NRP and through lies, to the same lie scale. And so, when people in Nevis are being told, no, that this is going to happen, and that going to happen, then you get to underscore the importance, as you were saying, of the physical planning unit.
Yeah. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daly.
Good afternoon, sir.
And your guests.
Good afternoon.
Tulu boy, we did well yesterday. The people pleased. And you got fans, you know. You got fans in Bastille. So we have to build on this thing. Mr. Daly, you were wanted.
I was wanted.
A lot of people was asking for you.
Well, you should have sent me a ticket.
Well, he told them, Marisha told them that we're going to do it again because people are asking for the twin, yo. Janice Daniel.
Oh, okay.
People asking for, because I always agitate that she come back still to argue she point, as I told them yesterday. If that vagabond could deny the assembly over there and force Mumujo to bring that down to Bastille, I mean, Nevis writing it down here. So don't guess no stupidness, boy. I ain't getting in the politics in Finkets. They come with Nevis business down here, through the premier over there, the vagabond. Let me deal with it down here. Come down here and argue all your point. Because they ain't gonna get away with this land. Because you know what's gonna happen, you know. Generation into generation unto Huawei. if they don't correct this thing. How the hell on God earth you could pass such a thing like that? And then you consulted the people. And you ask the people question. I'm asking question I hear from the people. How they feel about this thing. They behave like this land is their one. Watch out others, Daniel and them fight for this land. But these people are wake up, you know. Because you think it's going to work so, you know. The little bit we got to shield this.
Right.
So all who feel they could do as they like with land. That march yesterday teach them a lot. You know what we realized today? A lot of people want to win the match, but they're not as spiteful on both sides of the divide.
Yes.
But what they're doing is walking it us on the sidewalk. You know the kind of way there?
Of course.
But the little way we're there, the message sent. And a good thing he was streaming. A client get called from England last night. When I'm back down. And I want Janice to know, do not back down. You got to support them poor people. Because they're telling us lies. All of them telling us lies. He with him Harris, careful land. And they come and talk about the give back land. The give land to people. I continue the show here. Just reaching the penthouse. But one mark my name in the register.
All right, brother. Thank you. All right, gentlemen, there's a new news platform out there, and I am inviting you to take a look at it. It's called nevisrising.org. You can Google it, and you'll take it to their page. And there's some good stuff in there. There's a good story in there about Roger Ver and his aspirations to be a king on here on Nevis. I brought an excerpt for those persons who may have not, who don't have access to a smart device. And so, as soon as I finish with this call, I'm gonna read some of the excerpts from what this nevisrising.org article had to say. Let's go to the call. Good afternoon, on target.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Daly. Me again. Excuse me, today is my birthday, so I cannot deserve a really special pass. While you're on the topic of announcements to the public in the House by the ministers, something was brought to my attention, and I found it very strange. Because prior to that House of Assembly, the Minister for Health, Junior Minister for Health, was on a talk show. I think it's Government in Action, where she stated that the government or the cabinet received 2 reports as it relates to the way forward for the Alexandria Hospital wing. And I found it very strange that she never even made one mention of the fact that they received these 2 reports, and that was less than 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So I don't know what they're hiding. I don't know what was the whole intention of withholding that information, but somebody need to look into that. I'm out.
All right. Well, it seems to be par for the course. You know, everything is a secret with this government. So I'm not surprised you got reports. I mean, we were supposed to be getting preview of the quantity survey report 2 years ago. We have not seen it yet. You know, so, you know, we are being kept deliberately in the dark by this government about everything, every single thing, unless it's broken out. So let me read an excerpt from this story that appeared in Nevis Rising. I love the title, Nevis Rising.
Yes.
.org.
It looks to the future. And again, it addresses the role of Roger Ver, or the alleged role of Roger Ver, as they put it. So bear with me while I stumble through. That's the criminal?
Yeah. Stumble through this passage. And I begin reading. The confluence of Ver's liberalism, or libertarian, let me begin again. The confluence of Ver's libertarian aspirations and the SSC project raises the specter of Nevis becoming a test ground for an untested socio-political experiment. While the proponents of the project likely tout its potential for economic growth and innovation, the potential for unintended consequences looms large. The transfer of a substantial portion of sovereign territory to a privately governed entity, particularly one potentially driven by a libertarian ideology, raises critical legal and constitutional questions. The potential erosion of local authority, the creation of a two-tiered system of rights and privileges and protections, and the possibility of divisions becoming marginalized within their own homeland, and legitimate concerns that demand careful consideration. The lack of transparency surrounding the SSD project further fuels suspicion and distrust. While whispers of various involvement persist, official channels remain tight-lipped, leaving divisions in a state of uncertainty. This lack of forthrightness breeds speculation and undermines public confidence in the decision-making process. The government's reluctance to openly address the questions surrounding various potential role, the true nature of the investment, and the long-term implications for Nevis only serves to deepen the mistrust.
That's the question. Those are the critical questions.
It continues.
Critical.
The future of Nevis hangs in the balance. No. The decision regarding the SSD will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the island's trajectory for generations to come. The Nevisian people deserve a clear and unambiguous account of the project, including the identities of the investors, the extent of VIA's involvement, and the legal safeguards in place to protect their interests. The government must prioritize transparency and engage in open dialogue with its citizens, ensuring that their voices are heard and their concerns addressed. The allure of Destiny City, built by cryptocurrency and libertarian principles, must not overshadow the fundamental responsibility to protect the sovereignty and well-being of the Nevisian people. The time for speculation is over. The time for truth and transparency has arrived. Can't put it any better than that.
I like the last sentence there, Kel. The time for speculation is over. It's either that the government is going to bring all the arrangements, the development agreement, and put them before the people and let us read them and understand them. If they're not going to do that, forget it. Forget it.
We do not.
There's a trust factor here, you know. It's a huge trust factor. Look at what you read, Kel, with the airport. Look at what you read with the airport. What do you say? One person say it was supposed to be February, and then it was June, and then so the airport can't have a schedule. The hospital can't have a schedule. Can't be done. But we are going to take up 2,400 acres of land and create a separate self-governing entity on the south of Nevis, and we the citizens are supposed to believe that it will happen.
I want to see no proposal from the government in relation to that. What I want to see is they're saying, hey, we are going to shove that through the window because the people of Nevis says that is not good for us. We do not want it. I don't want a libertarian coming here, go set up no commune, no club, no bringing a seven. I don't want to see nothing from them. Because I am saying we are not what I'm saying and what we should be saying. We are absolutely 100% not interested in whatever development it is. Listen to this so carefully. The premier is as far as I'm concerned, is the mouthpiece for this development or the developers. Has the premier ever indicated to us and said, listen, Kelvin Daly and Hensel Daniel are the developers, these are the developers? Yes, you have mentioned the name?
No, never.
Good. So then you're going to ask me to sign in on a deal with you on the dotted line.
And you don't know who the people are?
No, you don't tell me who they are. The same thing exists with the purchase of the land. I have heard persons who would have said to me, when they were approached by Mrs. Brantley and asked to sell their lands, who the investor is that want the land, I cannot tell you.
Mm-hmm. What's the nature of the investment?
What kind of investment they want to put down, I can't tell you.
Yep.
that tells you that something is fundamentally wrong, and it sends off some red flag. We do not want this.
Let me say one
Case
thing.
closed.
Let me say one thing. And the author of that piece in nevisrising.org is absolutely right. You can't just highlight the positives as the Premier has been doing, and Eric has been doing, and Drew has been doing, and Douglas has been doing. The whole cabal of NIA administrators and the whole cabal of SKNP LP ministers, all of them have been pointing to the benefits.
Every project has
Nobody,
downside.
not one of them has stepped forward and said, you know, some fellas, you know what, people of Nevis and St. Kitts, even though we believe that the good outweigh the bad, these are the challenges that we think may occur. And this is how we plan to address them. These are the safeguards we have put in place to make sure everything is copacetic. All right? We are going to review, as prescribed, the legislation to make sure anything, any reference to autonomy, to self-rule, all that is removed. We are going to address the concerns of the people. We are going to listen. And we have been listening. But instead of doing that, gentlemen, what they're doing, they're doubling down. Mm-hmm. They're still trying to convince you, the Nevisian public and the Kittian public, that this is the best thing since sliced bread. That you're going to bring billions in investments, you're going to bring millions in jobs, millions in revenue to the treasury, and thousands of jobs. They're not telling you what is the price for all of that. Everything has a cost. Mm-hmm. What are the challenges that they encounter? And I've said it publicly, I'm saying it again. If Dr. Drew and Mark Brantley are so convinced that this project here is what the people of Nevis and St. Kitts need to advance ourselves in terms of foreign direct investment, why not put the proposal in the hands of the correct authority,
That's what I'm saying.
which is physical planning?
Yes.
Which is physical planning, but we're going to get to that in a later part of the segment. All right? So we are not averse to development. No country can survive without development. We are interconnected regionally and internationally. But you must be circumspect about the type of development that you invite into your country. You don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. After you finish bathing the child, you take the child out of the water, dry off his skin and throw the water. You don't jump out the frying pan into the fire because you're struggling financially. And all of a sudden you want to sell us down the drain because you're trying to catch up and make up time because you failed to lead the country in the direction you need to go. You failed to get proper foreign direct investment. You failed to develop local entrepreneurship. And so the first kunumunu that comes with a plan, no matter how harebrained, no matter how stupid, you're going to jump on because you see nothing else in the horizon to make you look good? No. The people of St. Kitts and Nevis are saying, no. No, we don't want this. This is going a bit too far.
Way too far.
All right? We are losing our direction. We are in danger of losing who we are. I mean, you imagine 10,000 settlers to the south of us. You think they're going to stay there? You think it's going to end there? More are going to come.
Like in Belize.
More are going to come. And more lands will be taken. Mm-hmm. People must understand the long-term push of these people. They want their own country. These are billionaires with nothing else but time and money on their hand. They want it all. And they have managed to get further than anybody else have gotten. Let me give you a little scenario here. I wrote a piece just 2 days ago called The Long Game, Roger Vere's Government. Mm-hmm. And those of you who are on Facebook, you need to go read it. Because it gives you a timeline of the strategic planning of these libertarians to take over Nevis. They didn't just come, they've been here. Unbeknownst to us, they were here. They've been here.
And the Premier know that they're here.
Roger Vere is a citizen in St. Kitts and Nevis since 2014.
Okay.
You understand? So let me go through a chronology of how deep these people are in our society. 2014, Roger Vere became a citizen. He has, therefore, all rights and privileges of a natural born citizen. He doesn't need a work permit. He does not need, hold the calls, please, hold the calls. Hold the calls. Let me get to this. He does not need a work permit. He does not need to apply for any alien land holding licenses. He is just like me and you. Has all the rights and privileges. Come and go as he please. Do whatever he pleases as a citizen. Became a citizen in 2014. Even though on record he has a prison. He's been to prison, a federal prison, for selling explosives on the internet. I didn't say sell chocolate, you know. I didn't say sell potato. Selling explosives on the internet. 2002, federal prison.
And is he now fighting extradition?
He's now fighting extradition and tax fraud from Spain to the US. 2021. Federal legislation, the first tranche of the federal legislation to use Bitcoin as legal tender in the Federation of St. and Nevis. 2022 continue the same thrust to operationalize or put the regulation in place for the same legislation in 2022. Dr. Drew was at a conference in St. Kitts with Roger Ver there, promising quick action by March. The meeting was in November of 2022. By March, he promised them this thing will be law. It be operationalized, and Bitcoin can be used as legal tender. I'm not saying Bitcoin is a bad thing, but I'm just showing the progression of how these guys have weaseled their way into the halls of power. 2025. We all know what happened in 2025, August 11th, a day that will live in infamy. Just like you remember August 1st, Christina sank 1970, August 11th is burnt into my mind because that is the day that Nevis has been put on the chopping block. That is the day that Nevis was put on the chopping block by Mark Brantley and Dr. Terence Drew to be sold off. That is the day, August 11th. August 11th. Let me tell you something. That is why in the past, the Special Sustainable Zone law. And you have to ask yourself, what did Roger Ver, Graham Brooks, and Olivier Jensen, what did they promise this government? What did they promise them? For them to bend over backwards to create this zone that they must know disadvantages the Nevisian public. They must know it. The literature is out there on the internet with what these guys are all about. You can't tell me that Dr. Drew, AG, Jeffrey Hanley, or any member on that side, or, well, I can excuse Eric and Zook because they can't read. But Marco read.
You're fine.
Right? You are telling me they never saw any literature. They never did any research on who these people are, what their intentions are, that these are billionaire people who intend to set up their own country within a country. They've said it.
Due diligence.
They've said it. I'm not making this up. It's in the literature. You can Google it. This is what they stand for. This is what libertarianism is all about. They don't want no laws. They ain't want nobody tell them nothing. They want to be able to get together in their group and do whatever they want. But they need a home. They need a country. And so they have chosen Nevis.
To be their home.
To be their home.
To be their guinea pig.
And don't get it twisted, you know. These people will not give up. Because this is the furthest they've ever gotten with any country in the world, because they've approached many. This is the furthest they have ever gotten. They have land, and they have the SSZ, and they have the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. They have Drew, and they have Brantley. This is the furthest they have ever gotten. You think they're going to turn back because you're out here protesting? You think they're going to change their mind because you're out here calling them libertarians? These people got money. Lots of money. Piles of money. Billions of dollars. You think they're going to give up this opportunity? They're going to pass on this opportunity? I don't think people realize how serious a matter this is, you know. Mm-hmm. Because these people, you're not going to stop them. They want what they want. And this government here of Mark Brantley, Eric Evelyn, Spencer Brand, and the rest of the Kunumunus them are willing to sell them our future. What are they getting in return? Promises of billions in investment, promises in thousands of jobs, promising in millions in the treasury, promises about financing limited partnerships to finance the airport, promises with limited arrangements to fund the hospital, to pay off their loan, 600 million. They are selling us down the drain because they have failed the people of Nevis. They have put us in a bad position, and they're trying now to claw it back by killing us off. That is what they're doing. This is not a joke. You cannot stop people like this easily. You cannot. They are determined. They're on the internet. They're advertising destiny all over. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on WhatsApp. They're creating all these chats to put their message out there that something big is coming.
So they already have a guarantee. If they are already advertising this, then that means they have a guarantee already set, done, signed, sealed, and settled that they are coming and they will be here.
Let me tell you something, yeah? Unless Negligence understand what there is on the line, what is on the line, until that message gets out there, that this is not an NRP thing, this is not a CCM thing, this is a We Future thing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I have lived in neighborhoods in the Bronx, in New York, and I lived there at a time when the Italians were in charge of White Plains Road. And then, as the neighborhood became more black, the Italians moved out, Chinese moved in, Jamaicans moved in, Caribbean people moved in. And then, after a while, the young white people started moving in. And the same thing happened in Harlem. And you know what happened? The prices for rent and properties went through the roof.
You can't pay.
Local people can't afford to live there.
So they have to run.
They take back over.
They go on South Bronx.
So the same people who are
so their children came back and took over.
It is called, it's a fancy name for
gentrification.
Gentrification. But here on Nevis,
there's no such thing.
The people in Brownhill, if you want to exist, continue to exist in Brownhill, and your children want to now build in Brownhill or close to their fence, what is development supposed to be? You can't afford it. The price is going to go to the roof. Property value is going to skyrocket. You can't afford it.
You can't.
These people want a toehold so they can expand out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing in the legislation that says that this SSZ must go according to this boundary here. They can have a SSZ in Jones Estate, in Butlers.
Well, that's what happened in Honduras.
In Newcastle.
That's what happened in Honduras. The lady says when they came, they said they were going to stay in specific areas. But then she says she noticed whenever prime property
They
was
buy it.
up for sale in the capital, they bought it.
They bought it.
And so she now says it's a problem because everywhere you go, they have brought the
And
property.
who they have working for them? The wife of the premier.
I mean, come on.
And she has been prime properties all over.
No, so the idea is, Kel, if they start in the south, they're going to go east, they're going to go west, they're going everywhere.
They want it all.
And
when I say all, I mean all.
And they have been saying to people that they don't want to buy part of their land, they want to buy the entire portions.
Let's take this call here. Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon to the general public.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys in the studio. Hear me to ask the people this afternoon. Why we are not protesting for the repeal of that bill? That's what we ask Negligence, you know. Why we not on the street? Not NRP, Nevis people, Negligence. Why we are not on the street protesting for the repeal of that bill? That's what we need to do. Go on the street.
Are you willing to go on the street with us?
I'm going to repeal the bill. Good afternoon.
All right.
You know, Kel, there is one thing which someone said to me last week. Person says to me, I hear you guys on the radio opposing the SSZ. I may have to provide some security for you guys, you know, because these people have money. They can do wonders. The people who are opposing them and writing about the difficulty with these things, they may, in countries where they want to get control, they eliminate those people. So the fellow says, please be careful.
There's a comment here from Roberto Chapman, and it's worth reading into the record. And he says, St. John's, meaning Antigua, St. Croix, in the USVI.
Yes.
St. John's USVI is a Caribbean example of black folks selling off their lands to Rockefeller.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And today, the island is expensive and mostly white populated.
Of course.
All right. Listen.
That is what is going to happen.
Listen, I visited St. Croix. My father lived on St. Croix since I was a little boy, in Pampers or diapers. And when I got old enough, we used to spend summers in St. Croix. And I saw St. Croix like most people never see it, because he got work all over St. Croix, East End, West End. I mean, every corner.
Frederickstead, Christian.
Everything. And you will go, and you will see how St. Croix changed over the years. Right? You start realizing the level of gentrification that took place. You know, it just...
But you went there during the days of Hess.
Yeah, when Hess, and you know...
Big.
But the thing is, I don't think Negligence either are naive or trusting that everything going to work out.
Where?
We don't know history.
You know, and it never goes that way.
It never goes that way.
When you look at the history of the world, it never ever goes that way.
People with power, Kel, how you control people with power and money?
I go back again
power and money
to what happened in South Africa.
Oh, right there where I'm waiting to go.
When the Dutch came over,
1652,
and they were given space.
Yes.
Then nobody, they were given space. Look what happened.
We are loving and accommodating. And next thing they push you off of your territory.
Look what happened in Zimbabwe. I mean, the whole of Africa.
Yeah.
People start trusting people because, it is a nature.
Rhodesia.
Let me tell you something, right? If the people of Nevis, and this is something the preachers in the pulpit need to be talking, the people of Nevis are facing an existential threat. You might not see it in your time, but your children will, and your grandchildren will. Because soon enough, you ever lived on St. Thomas?
No.
You ever been to St. Thomas?
I've been there several times.
My brother Carl lived in St. Thomas, so we used to visit him.
Mm-hmm.
A house part big like this room, you can't afford to get, if you can get it. It becomes too expensive. Because the property values, because of all the influx of these millionaire people who wants a Caribbean location for their address. You go to St. John's in USVI, same thing. All right? You cannot compete from a local perspective, with a guy with billions.
In the BVI.
You can't happen. It's simple mathematics. They'll buy you out, force you out.
And the legislation, Kel, has some scope to deal with people who will not sell. It has scope for them to take people's land. That is what the people of Nevis must understand. Your land can be taken from you against your will.
There are people
against your will.
There are people who have said, and I disagree with them, even though it is their right. Given what I know about these people, I know a couple of fellas have said to me, boy, Daily, I'll bite my lip and sell them peace.
Peace.
Right? One guy I know got 8 acres. He said, I'll sell 4. But the people want all. They want all 8. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. If you sell 4 and you leave 4 for your children,
he wouldn't touch it.
You know that 4 gonna go to them.
They would set up for access.
Because they will make sure
access.
They put so much money on the table, the land's gone.
Yeah.
They'll put so much money on the table that 4 will go. Because they're going to say, man, sell me the 4 because you can buy someplace else. I don't give enough money to go buy up in
double the price
in Belmont, or you can buy in Jessups or wherever. So your footprint from that part of the island where your neighbor Stringberry gone.
Eliminated.
So I'm just saying that is the trajectory at which we are moving. Let me get on because time is running out here. So they promised Drew and the SKNLP the same thing they promised Nevis. That this is a new program, and first in the world.
So we are guinea pigs.
So they promised that this is a new industry. This is a new prototype. This is a new direction to have these kind of autonomous zones where they do want to do. And the developers are selling this to Drew and his cabinet. I say I want to get to the CBI. This is the ticket.
This is the ticket.
This is the ticket. Because you're going to bring in untold millions in revenue. This is the new CBI. They bought it because they have funked CBI. Under this administration, CBI has been murdered. And so, here's a replacement. Give us autonomy. Promise billions in investment. Thousands of jobs. This is what we're going to bring to you, Dr. Drew. This is what we're going to bring to you, Mr. Brantley. And they bought it. Oh, you got all this debt? Nevis is 600 million. We're going to deal with that for you, Mr. Premier.
But Kel,
hold on there. You want money for the airport? We got that covered. You want money for the hospital? We got that covered too. Because we got billions. And so these sheep are willing to lead the rest of this country to the slaughter.
Kel, what does your mother tell you about when you hear people talking so? They're telling you, we could provide everything. We could provide everything for you. The next best bet is to say what?
Let me tell you something, right?
When you hear people talking, so what do you think?
Let's move on, because I'm getting too upset about this one.
No, just let me give you, here is a paragraph, Kel, or a few sentences from an offer made by someone. Here what is something similar to what you just read. This offer gives you immediate liquidity while allowing you to build a lasting legacy, even though you don't have your land.
What is the context?
No, I'm saying what the offer to somebody who has land. Well,
say that because nobody knew you were talking about.
No, that's what I was saying. That is in line with what you were just saying.
Yeah.
That the person.
So this letter is coming from who?
From one of the persons with South Nevis Limited, offering to buy the landowner and telling him you're going to get a lasting legacy with cash without your land.
Okay.
Are you going to lasting legacy with
no,
cash?
I'm just saying, that's why I read it. No, it is saying exactly.
I want to clarify for those of you who are a bit confused. Mr. Daniel here was reading a letter, offer letter from the people of Nevis South, which is the holding company for buying all this land, to a prospective seller of land, a division, saying that you're going to have a legacy of cash. You will get a legacy of, what the hell?
Solid cash in
what is the legacy of cash? You've lost your land.
Oh, yes.
The same land you can go to the bank for, and use as leverage, use as collateral to tell you have now gotten cash.
Solid cash in hand.
So
a legacy of cash in hand. Since when cash become legacy?
So when Christopher Columbus came in 1492,
come on,
and showed mirrors and beads to the natives who never saw a mirror or those kind of beads, and told them these beads and mirrors are worth more than your gold. Give us your gold
and your land.
Well, they didn't ask for the land; they took it. But they said, "We're gonna exchange you." You see how good you look in the mirror.
Go for this.
You see how sexy you look in the mirror. Give me the gold, and I will give you the mirror. When the Christians went into Africa,
yeah, the Bible.
They came with the Bible. And by the time they left with the land, and you had the Bible.
Be careful with the terminology, Christian.
Well,
when the religious people went in.
It's Christian people. You can run as much as you want. You take the good with the bad, salt with the pepper. When the Christians went into Africa, they went with Bibles and left with land.
But these are not Christians coming here now. These are libertarians.
Let's keep it.
But I just thought I'd read that into the records for people, that people are telling you that you will have a lasting legacy of cash.
So it is better the little cash or your land. The cash
solid cash in hand. Solid cash in hand.
Yeah.
Solid cash.
That's a lasting legacy.
Yeah.
That is
continue to build a lasting legacy.
See the disrespect these people have for us?
With solid cash.
These people that we are stupid.
You know what's upset me a lot about this? Is the fact that you have leadership in this country who are peddling this nonsense.
Yeah.
Rather than defend the people of Nevis.
Who vote for you.
Who you take up a swear and the Bible that you will protect and serve. They are telling people, 1, the land is worthless. 2,
get rid of it.
Get rid of your land. 3, take the cash.
As legacy. Yes, lasting
and
legacy.
What are they getting personally?
Okay. Good afternoon, Target.
Yes, you know why he want to get the land seller? In his power, because he don't get a percentage, you know. So each land sold, you know, the owner is me, you know. You get your land sell like that. I come on and say that the people, he encourage them to sell the land. People telling him, well, he's not doing it. They want the girl Johnny said land of the places. He just sold it. So I don't know. But you know, the land is a priority, is an investment when you sold the land. Help sell the land. But all these people, but it's about 15,000 people he want to live down the way. What happened? I think it's a hotel he should have encouraged to build there, not people coming like they're going to make a little Nevis into a big Nevis. They're going to be Nevis into let us say a business into a business.
All right.
That's what they're going to be.
I don't know, because we are in the dark just like you. We don't know.
Yeah, because people going to come there and they're going to want they don't want their own hospital, their own police station. That ain't good. In a little place there, that's only a little place.
Well, next time you see your Prime Minister, ask him that question. Anyway, thank you, caller.
Welcome.
Gentlemen, yeah. So I was saying, you know,
The lasting legacy of cash.
Let's take this call. Yeah.
Cash in hand.
Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm listening to Hensley. He's fixated on the legacy of cash. But
go ahead.
I have been racking my brains to try and work out. They're going to get duty-free, tax-free. They're going to make their own electricity, so Neville King will make no money off of them. They're going to produce their own water. Am I correct?
I don't believe that, but go ahead.
So, water department ain't going to make no money. So, there doesn't seem to be any revenue at all for the Nevis Island administration and thus the people of Nevis. So, we're doing this marvelous development worth billions, but the only benefit we're going to get from it is a couple of jobs. However, you have just pointed out to me that maybe Drew is the smartest of all, because you're saying that they are going to do CBI, and so they're going to be billions of dollars going into the federal coffers through CBI?
Yep.
When last year about fair share?
Don't ask me the rhetorical question today.
Hard question.
Don't ask me the rhetorical question.
So all the revenue going to the federal government, but the development is in Nevis.
Well, we had geothermal in Nevis too, where you didn't know.
But that done gone already.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, legacy of cash. I understand now, Mr.
Yeah, I love that part there. Thank you, sir.
Lasting legacy, caller. Lasting legacy of cash.
Let's take this call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, you're on Target.
Yeah, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
In the Canada matter, what question the judge had asked the other man?
Who you working for? Whether the people of Nevis or the developers?
Well, all right then. The matter with the hotel close, the agriculture today in Jessups.
Mm-hmm.
What about the matter there? Who he will represent and who he still represent?
Same people. Paradise Limited.
The Nisbet Hotel matter. Who he represent?
Both of them. Sell and buy.
Well, what I expect. what the people need to expect.
It's a good question.
We know that he now represent us. We give him the job to represent us, he now do it. We are asking the people again, this not got nothing to do with the NRP. This has to do with Nevis and Negligence. Then we get together and ask the man to leave. That ain't hard to do. The voice of the people and the voice of God. The voice of the people and democracy. Then we ask the man to leave. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Kel, I just want to say quickly, you were referring to the earlier matter with all the historical nature of these people coming to get your land. And I think I just want to say it's important for the landowners in Nevis and for the citizens at large to treat this matter as holding on to the land legacy for the generations yet unborn and the younger generations.
Let's take this call here. Good afternoon, on Target.
Good afternoon to you two, you three wonderful people who doing so much hard work to convince the people you're right, and to the listening audience. I need to do a little comparison. If you guys can help me with it. What kind of primate we have in Nevis is the closest to human being?
Monkey.
Well, listen, monkey got bad mind. Well, to me, we got a monkey running Nevis. Because this man is bad-minded behind measure. And remember, he lost the last election. Dr. Pat won him. But miraculously, today he's still an acting premier, because I wouldn't call him the premier. And this man is so bad-minded. If he loses again by Pat, he either Nevis destroy or he steady and spit it in your face backward and forward because he's still angry. He can't believe Nevis people stand up against him. So don't blame these people too much. Just at least give them a chance, because Nevis people have done their part. But he constantly take the 500 million. I might be wrong, but I'm going to say the money that Timothy given with all those unfinished project, I have an idea with this. And that money will keep him in the house, and who got the part will do what they got to do with it. So,
careful.
I want to say, Nevis people, God has given us 5 senses, and the bonus is the 6th. The 6th is do the right thing, because that's the Spirit of God talking to you now, not the devil. And if you choose to do the wrong thing by not getting up and vote and let this man continue to stay in office, it's all on us. Please, use your wisdom, get out and vote and get this man out the office, because I'm not talking about democracy. There is no democracy, it's hypocrisy. And we need to do something about that man, Monkey, in the White House, in the whatever house. Please, that's my plea, and I will just listen for the rest.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Gentlemen, we gotta move. We gotta move. Because we just scratching, you know. Believe it or not, we just scratching.
Yes, some subjects that will take, one subject will take 5 hours.
Yeah.
Suppressing.
We're moving on. I want you to listen to this, because we're going to have a conversation about it, because it is so disingenuous. It's a recording of the Attorney General last week, Friday, on, what do you call it?
The
Copper tea?
Island tea?
Island tea.
Island tea, okay.
All right, so listen to it, and then we will get into it. Listen to him very, very carefully, please.
Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Act is what you call a preliminary act. It effectively is the Parliament giving the executive the opportunity to negotiate development agreements to set up special economic zones with sustainability principles. So that's what it is. It is the Parliament giving the executive the authority to negotiate development agreements. Those development agreements must have take into consideration sustainability. So in other words, if you set up a manufacturing zone, for example, in St. Kitts or Nevis, you can't draw on, I think it says 70, you can't pull all our electricity from Skelec. You must generate your own electricity. You can't pull all the water, we already have water issues, from the general water supply. You must generate your own water. Sustainability principles. So it's really economic zones.
Okay, so the learned AG is selling this bill, or his interpretation of it, based on the sustainability principles. Sounds good. Everybody wants to be sustainable. You just,
Is the main buzzword in the country now?
Yeah, sustainable agriculture, sustainable water and power. So he's hanging his hat, and I dare say his reputation, on this idea that this zone will be sustainable. I mean, it is built into the name, Special Sustainability Zone. But I want the learned attorney, the AG, to tell me where in the legislation does it say that it is mandatory that this zone generate their own power and water. I would like the AG to call me now on this show and tell me daily, look on page 10 or page 2, paragraph 1, and tell me where it says it is mandatory. It's an obligation from day one that this zone must be self-sufficient in water and power. I'm waiting.
It's not inside the legislation?
I'm waiting. Let me get a moment of silence here, because I'm waiting for the phone to ring.
He will never call you.
Somebody please, Daldry, down Penny down there, St. Kitts, them fellas down there, who listening, please call the agent and tell them to call 2020 Vision. The number is in the back. And please tell Kel Daly where in the legislation it says it is mandatory that water and power be provided by this zone.
No, that is crucial. I heard the Premier.
The Premier says it too?
And thing. But he's saying that there is nothing in there special. So when you talk about putting this board or this committee together, oversight committee together, he said that the legislation didn't say he shall do it or he must do it.
This legislation says that these zone developers will aim to. Well, I aim to be a millionaire. You're trying your best. I'm aiming to be a millionaire.
We'll try to. Okay. See, here's the AG.
Oh, I hope this is he. Good afternoon on target, Mr. AG.
Well, I'm not Mr. AG, but I'm going to give you my opinion. I read where it says that they supply 70%. I'm going like, where the hell the rest going to come from? They're going to draw from our already chart supply.
Careful.
How the hell is that helping?
But I'll tell you what he says. I will read you exactly what he says.
How is that helping?
I'm going to read to you exactly what he says. He says, aims to, listen to the language, it aims to secure renewable energy for no less than 70%.
Aims to, not shall.
Of the special sustainable zone. He says, he doesn't say about shall.
Mr. Daly, the people that put this together are subscribing to the saying that says, if you want to hide anything from a black man,
put it in a
and
book.
you can extend up in divisions,
Put it in a
put it in a book.
Well,
And that's what the Premier of the Penang.
that is sad.
It is sad.
If you want to hide anything from a black man, put it in a book.
Could you imagine the final call on the Premier's show this week? He was saying to a woman who called in and said that she is not likely to sell her land. Remember, bearing in mind the Premier said you are free to decide whether or not to sell her land. The woman said no, she not sell her land. The Premier asked her, if you're sick and you do not have the money, he didn't need to go any further. He tells me that they're preying on the possibility of people getting sick, desperate, and that kind of thing.
That's cruel. To sell the land.
To prey on them and give them next to nothing for their land.
Yeah.
The Premier's wife told me that lands in the area over there. When I asked her, well, she said that they're willing to pay above market value. And when I asked her what market value is over there, she said between 8 and 850 a square foot. I know here that they are saying that the people are buying lands over there between $5 and $6 a square foot.
Yeah, the average is 561.
Yeah. So from one time to the next, you cannot take what they say. That's the reason why I said to her, my land is not for sale.
But did you put a what? Did you land?
If they already said that you're free to make up your mind, why when you make up your mind they're cussing you?
Bah.
And they're wringing your hand. And they're coming after you.
Did you have a for sale sign on your land, caller?
I can't remember putting up any.
Thank you, boys. Thank you very much.
Not for sale. And they keep pressing this. They keep offering me lands other places.
Oh, exchange.
I looked at them, and during the time I'm looking at them, they after me. I tell them, look, stop. Give me a chance to look at these things.
Wow.
And when I did get back to them, I tell them, no, I'm not interested in that. They said they're going to look for elsewhere to see. I said, listen, I wouldn't tell you what I told them, but I gave them and I made them an offer. And they said no, they're not going to agree to. I said, well then just stop. Just stop.
All right.
The other thing I'm noticing is that 17 degrees is going around and offering lands in areas undervalued.
Oh. Oh.
I could put a live case up in Hamilton where you see real estate signs up there with people offering the land for $8, $9 a square foot. And somebody is giving me a proposal where 17 degrees is saying that land in the area is valued at $2.30 a square foot.
What? In Hamilton?
In Hamilton.
No way, that can't be possible.
And that is where this potential buyer trying to pay me less than half of what I'm asking for my 2 square foot. I simply said to them, go to 17 degrees, buy all the land you could get from them. Good afternoon.
Thank you, caller. If you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book.
Yeah, I have an article on that. You know.
Yeah, that is apropos for this because I'm still waiting for the AG to call.
He will not call
and defend his position or anybody relating to that position, because I've heard the Premier say too. I've heard Eric Evelyn say too. I've heard all of them speak about the sustainability of this project because they're providing their own water and power. But yet, in the legislation, they left it out. They left it out. Clearly, they left it out. Unless a legislation, let me put you on game. Unless a legislation says shall or must, don't pay no mind.
When you see may.
When you start seeing may or aim to, tell yourself the door is wide open. Door is wide open. Completely open. Not even partly open, full open. Good afternoon, on target. Good afternoon, you're on target.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Beautiful.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Dillon, I want to when I asked this question already. Okay? With all the wrong that is happening, what can be done to get it corrected? Because it does not seem to me, right? Like there is a way to get the wrong corrected, not through our legislation and not through our process there. It seems to me the only way it's going to get done, we all know what we have to do to get it done. That's the only solution to wrong these ways what's happening. If you listen to the AG speak, the AG speak like he's the baddest man in the world. Nobody can do nothing. But he can do everything to everybody else. If you hear Mark Grandy speak, he speaks the same way. If you listen to the Prime Minister Jew, he speaks the same way. Once upon a time, I was a big fan of Dr. Douglas, Mr. Denzel Douglas, the former Prime Minister. Okay? Because I think he made some tremendous strides and steps, leaps and bounds to take St. Kitts and Nevis out of the sugar era and brought us into tourism. Okay? But the things I'm learning now about him, and he being a part of trying to pass this bill, is a disgrace. You understand? And I don't know what else can we do and what else should we be saying. The only man I'm hearing speaking, what we need to be speaking among ourselves is Kibo. We need to get together, right? Because sooner or later it's going to come head on you. So the faster we deal with it, the better for us. Okay? Even to the people themselves who want to come there, they need to get the message. We don't want them there. That gentleman with his money, he can take his money and shove it where the sun don't shine. We don't want nothing from him. He himself needs to get a message, right? When they hear people speak like me, right? I know they're going to make me a target. Let them come. Okay? We need not to be afraid of them. And we don't need nothing from the gentleman. Okay? Man just need to get up and go. We will take care of our problem with our finances. Okay? We don't need no help from him. We don't need no money from him. Okay? And Nevis people got to rise up. Okay? This ain't gonna go away. Just like you said, these people have a lot of money and they feel like their money is God. They could buy people and buy whatever they want because they have money. Okay? But there becomes a point when that got to stop.
Thank you,
I
caller.
don't care about us. My wife don't care about us. The Prime Minister and the AG don't care about us. All they care about is the deal they get.
All right.
That's all.
Thank you very much,
Okay?
caller.
The proposed investors who are in a show, somebody online?
No.
They do not care what we are saying
No, they don't.
or what we are doing.
They don't.
They
really
are
don't.
satisfied that they have the government in their pockets and that there has already been guaranteed by the government, Drew and Brantley government, that they will get what they want. The only thing is going to change this is people power. I've seen people power bring down government all across the world. And until we get up as a people and show our force, people power, these people, they are going to come and they're going to set up what they set up on that side of us.
Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon again. Tulu, I agree with you 100%. Anyway, listen to the AG. I mean, laugh. He's not a smart fellow. I mean, laugh. Because you see what? I said to them, if you go off, you know, said they go to university, right? But you know what we realize? They got to a farmer college. That's where they got to. They cultivate the mind. They not educate them. They cultivate the mind for such a time like this and send them back here to us. We got to be careful with these people. We have to be careful with these people because their mind being cultivated. They're not being educated. Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you, sir.
An important point.
I think the call is next.
I am. Oh, yeah, well.
Oh, God, lost that one. We lost that call there. So if the caller want to call back, we lost that call. So
we are not in a democracy.
No,
we are living under tyranny.
good afternoon, on target.
Yes, what come into my mind? Why the people who have the land, they can't form a corporation? We build these buildings and, you know, we get people to run it and then we pick up the money. So they got certain countries, small countries, do that, still don't want the land. We let them build. But we cooperate with them, they cooperate with us. We suppose we're getting something out of it to mean if it's bad somebody. So we call it a cooperation. What happened? You cooperate, everybody will get something in the area they go with the land.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Lease them. Don't even sell them. You lease them. You get something back. Don't sell them because if they sell them, you go in.
That's right.
You got right.
Very important point.
Thank you, caller.
If you sell them, you're gone in. Wait, you see, Kel, the people. Sorry.
Good afternoon, on target.
Yeah, good afternoon, fellas. Yeah, quick question, man. If this project company is so important, right? Why is only one realtor company going after these local landowners to get the lands? I mean, when you listen to all of this, man, there is so much conflicts of interest here. You know, it's so much trickery and bribery and deceit. You know, the place don't have no law, man. The place don't have no law. They got the judicial system corrupted. They can't do this. They can't do this type of shit in America. You see James Comey being charged 2 counts. One of the counts is for lying. Just for lying, this man is charged for. Man, Nevis people need to get up off their butts and go in the street and put this. The only way, like Tulu said, is people power. It's the only way to stop these people now because these people got a shitload of money. Man, money is power. Everybody knows that. And these people got more money than the NIA government. You cannot stop these people. Look how the information is coming out, and they already done own X amount of lands in Nevis already. Man, this stuff is appalling, man. We can shake our asses during Juve morning, but we can't come out in the street to secure our lands for our kids. Man, some persons need to be in jail, man, straight up.
All right.
The people of Nevis got to get up off their butts and hit the streets. It's the only way. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, man.
I saw something yesterday while I was in Sinkert. The same thing is on Nevis. The people of Sinkert and Nevis are not living under a democracy. We are living after tyranny. It is said that when the people are afraid of the government, we are living in tyranny. When the government is afraid of the people, we have a democracy. I got to walk the street and people are afraid to be out in a march. They'll talk to you on the sideline, afraid of the government, afraid what they're going to do to me.
Let's go. Good afternoon, on target.
Yes, good afternoon me again. If you can hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. If the break a law in this, put in law.
We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you. You're breaking up real bad.
You can hear me now?
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
That's a little better.
Okay. I said the AG broke the law and he is in here passing law on top of us. Well, you can see something is wrong. Something is wrong in this country because you don't tell me that you're going to break law. People going to jail for what you say that is doing, and you do the same thing, and you out here passing law on top of us. Something wrong. I listened to Mr. Brantley Wednesday night, and he was talking about somebody threatening him. Said they're going to shut him. What did Mr. I wouldn't even worry about it. Did the snake forget that King Lion, he threatened him, say he's going to shut him. So why he don't put up the guy one and King Lion one and see which one sound out of order? He put it on Facebook, he put up that on Facebook to along with the guy one. We say he need a shot. He only good for certain set of people. And a certain set, he back down.
All right. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, we got to move on because time is slipping. You'd have heard Eric Wayne. He wrote an article this week. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Really ridiculous article. I guess he wanted to follow in the heels of his more muscular brother Frank, who wrote an article last week cautioning Nevis people and Sinkers people to recognize that there are no safety guardrails in place with this SSD, and we need to take heed from what happened in other territories regarding not SSD but SEZs, Special Economic Zones. All right, so Eric wrote a piece, and in that piece, I found it very condescending in the first place and very inappropriate because he was telling people, listen, sell your land because your land is being eroded by the sea. Sell your land because your land is being eroded by the sea. Mark Brantley was telling people the land is valueless because nothing can grow. So he comes now and say, not only nothing can grow, but it's being eroded. Right? So I want to know whether Eric has, and he's saying, I want to quote to you exactly what he said regarding erosion. He said, the proposed development, and I quote, the proposed development will arrest the massive loss of land taking place annually through ocean activity. You hear what? The proposed development will arrest. So I was thinking then he must have seen the project document that addresses that aspect of the development to say they're going to build either a seawall from Long Point all the way to Indian Castle, or they're going to put up revetments somewhere along the coast, or they're going to use what Four Seasons used down there at Pinnies, these breakwaters. He didn't specify what he saw in the project, but he is guaranteeing you that this project going to stop erosion. You got to be a kunumunu. If you're familiar with out there, that area, some of it is gently going to the sea. Some of them is high cliffs.
Very high cliffs. I know the area.
All right? People have lived over there on the edges for a long time. And yes, there are some seaward erosion, but there's also what you call terrestrial erosion. Water coming down, penetrates the cliff, periodically falls into the sea. It's a natural course of things. But if he's telling people, sell your land before it all goes into the sea. I ain't a young little chicken. I've been walking that land ever since I was a little boy. It's still there.
Like anyway.
You know, anyway. You lose pieces of it as natural erosion will happen. We are losing land here in Charlestown, Gallows Bay. We are losing land on the Pennies. We are losing land on our entire coast of Nevis. I don't hear that he's saying the people at Paradise must sell the land because the sea coming. Or the people at Pennies by 4 seasons, they should sell the land before the storm take it. It's ridiculous. But this is what you get from idiots, you know, who don't understand anything. All right? So one is saying sell because nothing going to grow. The other one is saying sell because sea going to go with it. Why not tell the people of Nevis, gentle people of Nevis, I address you as Deputy Premier of Nevis. I commit to you that the next time Mark Brandt goes on a trip and I'm in charge, I'm going to start the road project. I'm going to build the road from Long Point all the way around. Start it. Because those landowners in that area will then have access to power, water, utilities, and transport. So they can do their own development, do their own thing. Somebody said a while ago, when they called it, said a cooperative development, which is not, you know. Anyway, let's take this call.
Cooperation and everybody benefits. Everybody benefits from a cooperation.
Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon again. I would like to address the situation where the Premier claims that it's not even Arab land.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, let me tell you something. Right? Whereas people go say they operate in the area, I am saying I grew up in the area. And I've seen my grandfather tend a vegetable garden over in that area. This is how I'll deal with it. I think people are talking, and they're talking off the top of their head, they're talking crap that they don't know crap about. You see where Cherry Garden is?
Yes.
You see where Prospect is?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Yep. Exactly.
But those people have gardens, they have the backyard gardens. You see where Black Sand Cove is?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little valley right there. There's a Guyanese family that bought a house right there by Black Sand Cove, and they have a nice little yard going there.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Go further over.
Mm-hmm.
Long Point. The Martins had a residence there.
That's right. That's right.
They had the garden going there.
That is right.
Fancy.
So to come tell me that it's not arable land and nothing could go over there. I mean, you think you're talking to stupid people.
And all the animals you raise over there, Carla?
Let me tell you something. My grandfather had 500 and had a sheep over there.
What?
Yeah. Maybe about 40 goats.
What?
I live over there all my primary school and high school years. I'm a part of the Brownhill family. Anybody bother with me down there, the more ladies in Brownhill, dial out to them and protect me. Because they get me walk every afternoon. I know every square foot of that place. The Premier said he tried to go over the 3 months ago. And he had to back, he had to turn back. I mean, you could say anything to make whatever point you want to make. But I've been traversing that area. Less than 3 months ago, I was over there. They said the first lighthouse in the sea. I challenge any one of them. I could take them there and show them where it is right now.
Yep. We know the lighthouse. We know the lighthouse.
The concrete pad is still right there.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Where the lighthouse is somewhere off there was a Green Bay Bridge. That is in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for a fact. I tell you, I live over there. I traverse from Douglas up to Taxi and back, and come all the way back to Long Point and back to turn back animals to my grandfather. So I know the area over there intimately. I got a couple of small pieces of land over there, and I challenge any one of them. I decided I'm not selling, and I challenge any one of them. And after that, I have nothing to stay around for. I hear some people saying money is more valuable than land.
How could that be so?
Oh Jesus!
I would like to tell them. Listen, I agree to disagree, because from the late 1980s to now, I guarantee you there are about 5 or 6 loans that I've secured with my estate over there, including sending my children to university. Anybody come and try to take that now, when they say they have no land in that area to sell, and I'm challenging my 2 pieces over there, you're gonna have a problem.
So we have.
It's time for people to start listening to the people and stop branding Negligence as opposition.
That's right. Amen to that point. Amen.
I'm not opposition, I'm not NRP. I've been labeled. And I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm going to say my piece, because once I give you fair warning, whatever you get after that is up to you.
Thank you, caller.
I don't understand how you're going to tell me. I'm free to make a decision whether to sell my land or not. And when I decide I'm not selling my land, you cost me. You got all kind of thing to say. If a man tell you you're not going to sell, leave him alone.
Yep.
And this is what is happening. This is what is happening. And it has to stop. It has to stop. These people got to respect people's views, people's opinion, the same way they expect people to respect their views. There's a lot more. I told you I lived in the area. I grew up in the area. My grandfather told me how much cotton grew in the area.
Big time.
And I believe him.
No, I know.
Who want to say otherwise is up to them to get where they want to go. But my advice to them is to stop and listen to the people who put them there and who they're supposed to be serving. And stop bullying them and stop shoving things down their throat that they say they don't want. I mean, you're going to try and continue with this, shove it through the house and all that, in the face of all these protests. I think that is good. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, caller.
You know what is interesting there for what the caller said? The caller is saying to us that out of the lands that he has there, that Mark is saying worth nothing. And Eric is saying worth nothing. Here the caller is saying, I use that very same land to get collateral to educate my children. Mark doesn't see no value in the land. Eric sees no value in the land. Drew them not see no value in the only value there is to take that land and put it in the hands of their rich billionaire co-op friends for them to benefit on. So when they go there and you give them their lands, They're going to be planting gardens and flowers and this and that on the very same lands.
No, they got money trees.
Oh, they have money trees. Yeah. Okay, and they have food. The food going to be money too.
Good afternoon, caller. You on target?
Yeah, good afternoon again.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm going to say this to the nigger man. Who got here? Better hear. And he better take warning. We're not going to have nothing else to say that to that nigger man this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for that. Okay. Danny has to go teach, so we're going to excuse him as he makes his way out of the studio. We'll continue the show because we just scratching the surface. The question I have to ask, why is it for Brantley and those fellas there? Why is it an all or none proposition? Why is it that it can't be, a development that we want rather than the development they want? Why is that all or none? Why is it that it has to be SSD and nothing else?
Listen,
why can't it be SEZ?
These guys have already sold themselves. They're arguing that this is a new innovation. This is something that has never happened anyway. But you are hell-bent on an experiment that you're not sure is going to pan out.
Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Good
afternoon, Mr. Daniel, and good afternoon, Tulu. I'm running a little bit late, so I may have missed quite a bit. But Dr. Daly, that caller that just left, said quite a bit, and he's so correct. Now, there's a number of things happening, and I guess I'm not sure if it's by design, so that we're not paying attention because we're focused on one thing while others slip by. But one of the things, and I guess you would want to do it on your other show, there was a law that was passed in the House on Thursday that has to do with the Nevis Business Ordinance. Now, Dr. Daly, it seems to me from what I listened to that there's talk that they're anticipating a lot more business coming with registrations of offshore companies. Perhaps that's one of the things they're being promised by the deep pockets people. But the thing is, where are we really going with all of this? Dr. Daly, the caller before me made reference to the Premier saying that he made an attempt to go across there and he had to stop or turn back or whatever. He didn't have the access. That has been going on for years. Prior to 2001, my father had a client who came here who he had sold lands to over there, and the gentleman came here wanting to show his wife where the land was, and they couldn't get there. The government was asked then about when will the road be fixed, because keep in mind that all the land owners in that area have to pay land taxes every year. So the government are collecting from those property owners taxes, and they don't have access to their properties. They don't have proper access to their properties. You made mention, I think I heard the end bit of it, about water and electricity in that area. The people who have lands over there have been wanting water and electricity in that area for years so that they can build their little cottage, their little vacation cottage, whatever you want to call it. And it hasn't happened. All while they've been made to pay taxes. Now, interestingly enough, the government announced, I think it was last month, that they're starting a process where they're going to be reassessing all of the lands in Nevis. So the people who have been encouraged to sell those lands over there, what if now the Inland Revenue Department comes up with a whole different assessment to what their lands have been sold to? Where does it leave them?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I can't answer that.
You see, But I'm saying all this to say, you see the number of things. It's like you're standing in a whirlpool and the water is whirling, twisting, turning all around you, and you don't know which angle to go to get out of it. And that's where Nevis people are going to be left. There are a lot of things happening here, and we have to keep our eyes and our ears glued and open, and talk to each other. Talk to each other. Listen as much as you can, because we cannot allow this to get away from us.
Okay.
We cannot allow this to get away from us.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Daly.
All right. We got to move on real quick. I want you to listen to we want to talk a little bit about oversight, because this is at the heart of a lot of arguments right now. Another phase of this drama called SSD, the oversight. Who is going to be calling the shots? Who's going to be watching the door? And so this is Dr. Hodge in Parliament on Thursday asking the member for Nevis 2, Mark Brantley, about this particular aspect. Listen for this.
For member for Nevis 2 reads as follows. Does the Nevis Island Administration plan to establish an independent oversight body and or develop regulations to facilitate implementation of the Special Sustainability Zone Act on the southern side of Nevis?
I recognize the member for Nevis too.
Good morning, Madam President, and good morning to colleagues on this side of the House and the member opposite. I'm grateful for the question. The short answer is yes. We intend to establish an independent oversight body, and we have already invited members opposite to nominate a member to that body. In relation to do we intend to develop regulations, regulations are ordinarily developed under legislation. Since this legislation was not passed in this Island Assembly, but rather at the federal level, it is not and would not be appropriate for the NIA to develop regulations to a federal bit of legislation. But on the first aspect of it, the legislation under Section 9 gives us the authority to appoint an independent oversight body, and we have already activated that. Thank you.
All right, this is where it gets sticky. And
see the color.
Good afternoon, on target.
Dr. Daly,
Yes.
I thought it prudent to call back to mention a real situation that happened about 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. The road to that area had been impassable by the washing out of two of the guts. And I pleaded with them. I had words with Minister Brand. I said to him, I have no access to the area. If you don't believe me, go check and see. He said he knows, but they can't do anything to it. I said, Mr. Brand, all you need to do is, you see, well, I pay attention to all government projects. I said to him, you see how you did the culverts at Brown Hill Gap? You excavated Brown Hill Gap, you drop in the culverts and you cover it back all in one day. All you have to do is use that same type of culvert. Put them in the over there so that the road is passable. For a 5-year period, a full 5-year period, you couldn't go over there. You could not go over there. And Minister Brand said they have no money to do that. So tax time come on, I'm refusing to pay the tax for over there. And when they called me, I told them, well, I have no access to my property, so what am I supposed to do? I am paying you no tax for it. Whatever was said, whatever was done, I was called later on to say that the road is passable. They went over there. So I said, oh, okay, so let me go take a look. When I went over there, I could see the evidence of backhoe work and everything. They fixed it. Because Dr. Daly, one of the guts done, the first gut was blocked off where somebody go there and dump material, old trees, and like when they clear land.
Mm-hmm.
And block off the area that was where you pass over the gut. It was washed out, you couldn't pass, so they couldn't go any further, so they just dumped them there. And that whole area was blocked off. So they cleared that. And I went in and I paid my taxes. I'm up to date on my taxes over there. So please, don't try to come and bully me about that. And they could take issue with the word bully. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
No tax without representation. I like that.
If as a landowner you say, well, after that 8 acres, I will sell 4. I'm going to keep 4. And you say, no, I want all. That is the perfect textbook example of a bully.
Mm.
Whether school you're a bully, or classroom bully, you're a bully. So, you know, let's stop with this antics and going around and come to the people of Nevis, have a discussion with the people of Nevis. You have no right going and passing that in the house before you talk to the people.
Exactly. Perfectly said.
You have no right thinking that you know what's best for the people of Nevis without consulting them. If they're protesting, it means that they don't agree with it.
Mm.
They have issues with it. Some people are too proud and arrogant. I mean, you're going to tell me that you could go on public radio and brag and boast that your children went to some of the best universities. And look at me. You had to use a couple acres of land out there to secure loans to send my children to school. You want to come and just have your way with it. It's not going to happen. It's a serious situation, and I hope somebody get the senses right before it's too late. I send a message to them earlier, tell them do something about it now, because when you're out of power, you can't do nothing about it. Good afternoon.
Thank you, caller. Okay. It's always interesting to hear these points of view. Today we got more calls than ever, and I appreciate every one of them.
It's a vexing issue.
Yeah.
It's a troublesome issue.
Another call coming in here now. Good afternoon, on target.
Good afternoon, Dr. Daly.
Hi.
Seems to me that these lands have been already promised
Yes.
to these investors.
Yes. True. Yes.
Because if we Nevis people have our land, and we say we're not selling, what is the problem? Go about your business.
Exactly.
But something fishy has been going on. And I believe these lands have been promised and these people have been promised, yeah, we're going to get it for you. Maybe they even pass money, I don't know.
Mm.
But it seems very, very strange.
All right. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. It goes to something that I've been saying. You know, they're not backing down. They made promises, as obviously made promises that they can deliver the land. You know, so, you know, they're now coming back to pressure people indirectly and directly to sell, you know. But let's get before we get too late and then people start to say, what do you got to talk about this thing? Let's talk about it quickly. So the House of Assembly Thursday, the Premier was asked a question by Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge about oversight, the oversight body, that the law, the SSD law, authorizes that the Premier may, not shall, may form a committee, oversight body, as he calls it, and the Prime Minister may, not shall or must, may form an oversight body. Right? The first obvious question you must ask, if you've lived long enough on this earth, and you live in a so-called democracy, in a planned society, you must know that there are ordinances that guide development, that there are rules and regulations that govern every single aspect of development, from where you can build what to what type of material you can use. And so we have the Nevis Physical Planning and Development Control Ordinance 2009, a 46-page document that lays out in clear print and language what you can do and what you can't do in a development. There's also in the law a provision to create what you call an advisory committee. That committee is at the forefront of physical planning. So Tulu, you got a project, it goes to the committee. The committee made up a bunch of experts of all different skill sets, paid for by the government, Professional people. They look at your document and they will tear it limb from limb to make sure that once you qualify through their process, you're good to go. That your project, your building codes, your understanding of the requirements of a building code is spot on.
So you met all the requirements?
You meet all the requirements. And that is the purpose. And I'll tell you something further, people. Even though you have the Nevis Physical Planning and Development Control Ordinance, we are also signatories to regional and international conventions that prescribe certain standards. You have to obey them. So it's not just Nevis and St. Kitts. It's regionally and internationally. You're bounded by certain standards, critical standards, against disaster, hurricanes, bad weather, whatever it is, spills and environmental things. I want to read to you quickly what it says. Where is it here? Here it is. Here it is. The Nevis Physical Planning and Development Control Ordinance is a key piece of legislation for Nevis, St. Kitts, and Nevis. It establishes a framework for regulating land use, controlling development, and ensuring sustainable development practices. Its main goals include the orderly subdivision and use of land, maintaining environmental quality, preserving natural and built heritage, and ensuring health and safety standards in building construction. The ordinance, along with its corresponding regulations, guides the Department of Physical Planning and Environment in processing development applications and enforcing planning standards for the island. Why then?
Are they not?
Why then, Mr. Brantley? Why then, Mr. Drew? Having these applications, these proposals from these developers gone through physical planning? You don't need no committee. You don't need no advice. You don't need no oversight committee or oversight body. You have the damn thing already legislated to guide any development on Nevis and any development on St. Kitts. You don't need no oversight committee, no oversight body. So what are you trying to pull? Put the document in the hands of the people who have been prescribed by law to guide development. Simple. Simple. The question then, Tulu, why not?
Well,
Why are they choosing to go around and give it to the Premier and the Prime Minister to approve?
because now this is a development that is unique, one of a kind, never been done, separate and apart. This again, we confirm what we have been saying. This is separate and apart from what is normal.
Tulu, I don't care if it's separate and apart. You have a mechanism that we, me and you, have to live by.
Doesn't apply to that.
Janet Grelhall over there in Bojan, Tanya Powell in Craddock Road, Lydia Price on Craddock Road, Gigi Williams Keith from St. James, we all have to abide by. You cannot have one rule for them and another one for us.
But this is what they have done. They are saying
The question
that
is why?
this zone is separate and apart, even though they're telling us that it will be a part of the mainstream. Everything that surrounds this development is separate and apart from what we have as normal and what applies to us.
I hear you now, and I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a separate entity. But you can't have two different laws in the same country.
Well, that will be a country by itself.
They said they're not a country. They say we are lying. They say we are lying. That is, they'll be able to have their own governance ordinances. They're going to have their own governance, rules. But they're still under the Federation's protection of defense, of our courts. This is what they're saying.
Well, how come our oversight body that is there, that governs menu, does not govern that?
Let me tell you something.
These people believe it's stupid.
Here's the real reason. Here's the real reason why they've circumvented the oversight, physical planning. If they went to physical planning, everything will be exposed. I can go into physical planning and see. You know that? As a civilian, as a division, once the documents get to physical planning, I can go on demand to see it. That's the first thing. Second thing, they don't want no delay in this. They want this thing expedited. That's another separate question as to why. Maybe they're looking at 2027 as the break point. They don't want to subscribe to any environmental regulations. That's the third thing. So they're not supposed to subscribe to our laws. Mark Brantley and Dr. Terence Drew has taken upon themselves to be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Terence Drew and Mark Brantley has taken it upon themselves to be the judge, jury, and executioner. Because it's by their pen that these projects are received
and approved. Physical planning.
Not by physical planning. And even in event of this oversight committee or oversight body, their job is strictly to, I'll tell you.
Report to the Premier?
No, I'll tell you exactly what they said. I have it here. Give me a second. Let me tell you exactly what their job is. Because they think people stupid. They think people stupid. Where is the damn thing? Forgive me. Woo-hoo. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm going to read exactly from my post. The oversight body speaks only to the part that says monitor zone developer compliance, not to receive and approve. It is interesting that the letter, this ordinance only speaks, not the letter, the oversight body as envisioned by Mark Brantley, is only charged with the responsibility of monitoring compliance, nothing else. The legislation speaks to the committee or the body receiving, approving, and monitoring compliance. Brantley has taken them back. He has taken those two out. He has kept for himself the power to receive and to approve. So even if you are a member of this so-called compliance body or oversight body, you will not have sight of the document to say, yes, I approve, or no, I don't approve. You only get to see what he wanted to see and tell you, boy, to go down there and see if the building according to code. But who best to do it? Who is trained to do it? Isn't it physical planning?
In the normal scheme of things, physical planning, this is not normal. We are with an abnormal situation, my brother.
Good afternoon, Target. Good afternoon, Target.
Good afternoon. Mr. Daly.
Yes, sir.
I think the Premier and the Prime Minister think that the people are nervous, docile, dumb, and stupid. I beg to differ. Here is my concern. If you're going to give away all that property to a developer who claims they got money and claim they have a plan, you are trying to tell me how good this is going to be for Nevis. Well, I'm wondering if it's that division don't benefit financially or scraps under the table. Okay, let's look at it this way. If you're giving them a broadside duty-free concession, they have to have their own port where they monitor whatever goes on in the port over there. What are they on? How do you level that with whenever me bring anything in the port and me have to say?
It's a different operation, my brother. It's a total different operation to what is normal. This is an abnormal situation.
Why are you giving all these privileges to a foreigner? Albeit they got citizenship, of which you get no benefit from.
So you don't.
They're citizens by investment. You say you ain't get your fair share.
So you don't believe the Premier says billions going to come in investment and millions of dollars going to flow into Treasury?
Where? With Treasury? Who's Treasury?
Let me tell you something. If you're gonna tell me all that mumbo jumbo, you got to show me how. If you're giving away all this duty privileges, where the hell the money you getting?
That's the point. What are we getting out of it?
Exactly.
CBI passport money.
That's my question from beginning. And when I ask these questions, all I get is shouting over me and talking over and saying all kind of things to cause distraction. Instead of answering the question.
Passport money is what they are banking on. Passport money, not taxes. Passport money.
I think caller, you onto something, because a real assessment need to be done as to what we're getting out of this deal.
Excuse me. That is the main thing. What passport money? You're getting nothing out of the CBI. You claim you're getting nothing out of the CBI. You're not getting your fair share. So what passport money are you talking about?
Well, you see, the passport money will go down to Dr. Joe.
Listen, I have said that the Premier, if this project, I asked the Premier if it's his project. He said, no, it's the people's project. I said, why they are done presenting it?
There you go.
Questions.
There you go.
Ask, why are they not presenting? Why are you presenting it for them?
You're the spokesperson. There you go.
I'm doing a poor job of presenting it because you're not You're not explaining to me and convincing me how this thing works.
Mm. Mm.
And this is where the concern come in. And me, as a private citizen, who have interest in the area, you label me opposition. You don't realize that me not telling you about.
So you're not in the vision then. You have no interest. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Call.
I'll label you as CCM. Let it go ahead. I'm a division.
First and foremost.
I'm not a label. I'm a division.
First and foremost.
Yes.
Thank you, caller. All right. So we are in a conundrum here, and it's being brought upon us by a premier, as the caller just said. You wonder who you're working for. Can't be working for us, because if you are working for us, you'll make sure our best interest is protected. But how can that be when you have removed all of the safety guardrails from the developers? They're not required to subscribe to any regulation, environmental or otherwise. So how can you be for us if you have thrown us to the wolves? So our environment doesn't matter?
No.
Our seabed does not matter?
No.
Our marine environment does not matter?
No.
Our neighborhoods that adjoin that community does not matter?
No.
So they can do whatever they want without any environmental constraints?
Because
the premier says.
Because it is an
Give me the
experiment.
document to approve.
Because it is a new experiment. It is something that is outside the norm. All that you read about physical planning, that is in a normal scheme of things. We have to understand that this proposed development, it is something that is outside of the norm, and what is inside the norm does not apply to what is outside.
But we want the norm.
That is what we are saying. We want the norm.
We want the norm. We want a development over there that subscribes to our laws, that's not going to shut us out, that we have access to if we choose. We don't want no apartheid state in just west of Brown Hill or Cox Heath or anything like that. We don't want the libertarians running around doing what they feel like in this country because the premier has given that privilege. He took an oath, all of them took an oath to protect and serve the people of Nevis, to abide by the wishes of the people of Nevis. What, the people of Nevis don't want this? The people of Nevis does not want this. But they're still persisting. It tells you there's more in the mortar than the pestle. Somebody made promises.
And guaranteed.
Some made guarantees that the people, Momo, I can get their land for them for nothing.
Or we'll take it. Or we
don't worry about it. You want 2,400 acres? I will guarantee it. Because I want my airport fixed and I want my hospital fixed.
And the power is on my side to take it if it doesn't come the normal way.
Good afternoon. You're the last call for the day.
Yeah, good afternoon. So you sit down there and you deliberately run down the country so he could get this project going. But let me say to the nigger man, you know, we never ever remember nobody said the judge and left Nevis for him. Nevis belongs to Negligence. And he know about that thing that he going to make decisions on behalf of us. And we ain't know. We don't want him and we don't want the project. Both of them we don't want. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Dilly?
Yeah.
In South Africa earlier this year, I think it might have been in March, a mother, her boyfriend, and another friend were given life sentences. Why? They are drug addicts. The mother sold her 6-year-old daughter into slavery to drug dealers to get a fix. In Oklahoma, they are looking now for, I think it's a 9-year-old. The mother said that she gave her child over to some drugs people because she was on drugs. She needed a fix. And you know, when they are addicted, they needed a fix. They will sell themselves out. Mark Brantley is addicted now because he's broke. He need his money quiver fill. And he sees that I could have my addiction to money, whether it's for self or for development for the country, according to him, but as far as I'm concerned, itself. And there is where he sees it. So he is willing to sell out Nevis, just like these two mothers sold out their children to satisfy the addiction. He is willing to sell out and encourage people of Nevis to sell out their inheritance, to give up their power and put power in the hands of these people who have the money. Because people need to understand the person who has the land has the power.
That's right.
And so when we take their money, that Eric is telling us that is security, and give them our lands, then they have the power. They will control, and the very same money that they gave for the land, they're going to use the power and take back that same money. South Africa, I will encourage anybody who's listening to me, please go back into history. Follow the apartheid system in South Africa. Exactly what is taking place here is exactly the way the apartheid system started in South Africa. And we are going to find ourselves in the very same position as the South African found themselves and are in at this present moment. If we do not get up and rise up and band ourselves together, people power brought down dictators. People power brought down governments. Not we are fighting governments. We're not picking up sword and shield and what's not. When the people rise up, government will have to listen. The power is with us.
Okay. Folks, I think we have gone overboard today. It's 8 minutes to the hour, 4 o'clock.
Wow.
I was wondering why my backside is hurting me. I sit down all day. But we have come to the end. I can't go any further. I'm mentally drained. I'm physically expended. You know.
Let's say thanks to all the many callers who call.
No, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that this exercise is so personal. It is exhausting, mentally exhausting, more than anything else. Because you're seeing where we're going. You're seeing where the country is heading to under this SSD. You know? And no amount of backing out by Dr. Drew, an amount of I ain't got no control over this is going to fly. We're not going to accept that. Mark Brantley came down to you, Mama Guy you to pass it in the House in St. Kitts, in the Parliament in St. Kitts. So you gave him political cover. So you're responsible too. You have to clear this up too. You know? And so I'm appealing to both gentlemen. The Premier and the Prime Minister. Listen to the people. Listen to the people who you swore to protect from all enemies.
Last call. Last.
Good afternoon, Target.
I'm going to send out a little sugar cake. Yeah?
Thank you.
You're going to send us a sugar cake?
Yeah, I do over time. I mean, I said, Martin, I'll send you something better than that daily, but far away. So I'm going to send out a little sugar cake.
All right.
Because I sound hungry now. I work hard.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Okay?
All right,
so,
darling.
Lunch on me for the two of you, okay?
All right, darling. Next time.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
No more calls.
We're done. See you, guys. We'll see you on Thursday. We're back on Tell Me with Carlisle on Thursday. We took a little hiatus to allow the power overload. on Thursday evening, but we'll be back with Carlisle on Thursday and back again next week, Saturday, for another edition of On Target. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for paying attention and making some really good comments. I read them as I go along and extract from them. So don't feel that your views are not being noted. I do see and extract as I go along. So thank you all for communicating that way. Those in FM Dial, YouTube, and Twitch, we also appreciate you. Stay tuned. We are not finished with this yet. God bless. Have a safe and blessed weekend. We out.